I spent weeks assembling a gaming PC for my son. My brother's kids smashed it with a bat while my parents laughed and filmed. My brother grinned. That's for spoiling him. I didn't shout. I just smiled, opened my phone, and pressed one button. Within seconds, every device in their home powered off, and silence filled the room. "Stop recording, Mom!" But she didn't. She just laughed, like it was a family prank. The twins, my brother's kids, swung that aluminum bat again and again until the glass panel of the PC exploded. Bits of LED and shattered fan blades scattered across the floor like tiny stars dying out. My son stood frozen beside me, his small hands clutching his new controller, the one we built together. His voice trembled. "Dad, why are they breaking it?" My brother Tyler grinned. "That's for spoiling him, Henry. He needs to learn that life isn't handed to you." I didn't speak, didn't even blink. I just watched the mess, the ruined months of work, the birthday surprise turned into ashes, and the laughter that echoed in a house I'd paid for. Mom smiled from behind her phone camera. "It's just stuff. Don't make this dramatic." So I smiled back, reached into my pocket and pressed one button. The lights went out. The TV died mid-frame. The laughter cracked and died too. And in that pitch-black silence, someone whispered, "Henry, what did you do?" I'm 26, Henry Cade. They call me the quiet one, the fixer, the helper, the family's built-in repairman and ATM. But I'm more than that. I built the systems that keep this house running. Every wire, every device, every password runs through me. They never cared to know how. They just liked that things worked, and tonight things stopped working. It's funny how fast people notice your silence once it has consequences. Tyler's the oldest, loud, reckless, and allergic to honesty. His laugh fills every room, but it's the kind that hides debts. Mom, Donna, sweet to strangers, cruel to her own. She'll comfort a neighbor's kid, but tell me to toughen up when mine cries. Dad, Raymond, retired early on the money I quietly sent him during his hospital bills. He never said thank you. He just said, "That's what sons are for." They all look like a family portrait that someone edited me out of. And me? I'm just the one who stayed quiet long enough for them to forget that I was listening. The lights flickered back on. Tyler's face was red. "You think you can scare us with your stupid gadgets?" Mom hissed. "Henry, you're overreacting again." Overreacting, their favorite word. But then Mom said something. "Strange. We didn't mean to break your things, okay? Not after everything you've done to us." Her voice trembled a little. Done to them? That's when I knew. There was more to this night than smashed glass. "Say it," I said softly. "What did I do to you?" Tyler crossed his arms. "You really don't get it, do you? You're the reason we can't refinance the house." Mom looked away. Dad sighed heavily. "What?" I asked. "You're still on the deed," Mom said quickly. "And the bank said they can't approve anything unless all owners agree." I laughed bitterly. "All owners? You mean the guy who paid half the down payment?" Tyler snapped. "You trapped us in this house. You just love control." Control. That word hung heavy, because that's exactly what they'd always taken from me. I remember being 17 when I learned what family really meant here. Tyler had used my name for a loan, a car I never drove, a debt I never wanted. When I told Mom, she said, "He's your brother. He'll pay you back." He didn't. When I got my first job and tried to move home for a while, Dad said, "Tyler's already using your old room." So I slept in my car that winter. No one asked where I was. That night, I promised myself I'd never ask them for help again, and I never did. Back to now. Their eyes darted between me and the dead computer parts on the floor. I said quietly, "You didn't just fail to refinance. You did refinance." Tyler froze. Mom's jaw clenched. "You forged my signature," I continued. "You took a loan in my name," Dad muttered. "We were going to pay it back." "You already spent it," I cut in. "I traced it. Tyler's failed business, Bree's plastic surgery, your new furniture, all of it. Mom whispered. Henry, how could you? How could I what? I asked. Find out? You used my social security number, Mom. Silence. Heavy, guilty, endless. Tyler lunged at me, shouting, You think you're better than us? You're nothing without this family. I stepped back, calm, letting his words ricochet off the walls. Dad held him by the arm, voice breaking. Enough, Tyler. Mom's eyes filled with tears. Not guilt, just fear. Please, Henry, don't do this. We'll lose everything. I looked around. The house I wired, the bills I paid, the dinners I was never invited to. Everything they built sat on the foundation of my silence. You lost me a long time ago, I said. This, I gestured at the room, was never yours to keep. Then I tapped my phone. The TV lit up, emails, bank statements, digital signatures, all of it filled the screen. This isn't revenge, I said evenly. This is honesty. Mom covered her face. Tyler cursed. Dad just whispered, What did you do, son? I gave you all my silence, I said. Tonight, I give you the truth. And in that moment, for the first time, they didn't look powerful. They just looked small. I packed my son's things quietly while they argued behind me. Their voices blurred into background noise, accusations, excuses, sobs, all of it blending into the hum of the air conditioner. My son tugged on my sleeve. Dad, are we going to Grandma's house again? I knelt beside him. No, buddy, we're going somewhere new. Are we in trouble? He asked softly. I smiled. No, we're finally free. As I walked toward the door, Mom's voice cracked through the air. Henry, please don't leave like this. We can fix it. I stopped, hand on the door handle, and looked back. The family photo on the wall showed us smiling, fake, tight-lipped smiles. I used to believe that, I said quietly, that families could fix things, but you can't fix something that was never real. Tyler muttered, You'll regret this. I turned. I already regret staying this long. Then I walked out, into the rain, into the night, into my own life again. Weeks passed. The storm settled, at least outside. Inside me it was still raining, but softer now, cleansing instead of drowning. I got a letter in the mail, Dad's handwriting, 5 words. You were right, I'm sorry. No money, no excuses, just that. And somehow that was enough. I didn't respond. Some silences are sacred, not empty but earned. My son's new computer glowed softly in our small apartment. We built it together again, slower this time, more laughter than pressure. He looked up, smiling. You're my hero, Dad. And for the first time in years, I didn't feel like an imposter in my own story. I watched the screen light up and whispered, For the first time, I don't carry their weight anymore. Then I turned the lights off, not out of anger, but peace. If you were in my place, would you forgive them or walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your story might help someone else finally find their voice. Like if Henry's silence reminded you of your own. Comment if you've ever been the quiet one who finally spoke up. Subscribe for more real stories about pain, truth, and the strength to let go. Because sometimes, walking away isn't weakness. It's survival.